Okay, we are recording. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. This is something that I have been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm really, really excited about it. So I've been really wanting more for this team and just a better system and a simple system in place to help people start fast starting. The Fast Start program is incredible, but unfortunately it's not well known, and Plexus doesn't really have a simple system in place to teach people what it is and how to do it. And so it's really up to us as leaders to make sure that every new ambassador that joins knows about this opportunity and hears how to make it possible and how easy it really can be. And I believe that if more people really understood it and had a simple system, I think we would see people fast starting all the time. Like, it's really not that hard to do. And once you understand like the simple steps that really make it possible, it's not complicated. It's definitely, it takes work. You have to work hard, but it's simple steps done over and over and over again. And it's really not hard to do. So I have worked with just a handful of people, in all honesty, probably over the last year, that wanted to take advantage of this Fast Start program. And what I find with it is it really takes a commitment between the new ambassador and their upline that's working with them to kind of keep them motivated and keep them going, because that 30-day stretch is exhausting. It's a long time. So it's a long time to stay really excited and motivated about something if you don't have someone to check in and be accountable to about it. And if you don't have someone like cheering you on and consistently seeing how you're doing and seeing if they can help and stuff like that. So it really is important that there's a good working relationship between the new start and their upline. So that's why I kind of wanted to direct this towards the leaders of the team and those that are building actively, because this can be used all the way across the board. And the great thing about this system is it can be used at any point in your business. Like, you don't have to be an ambassador in your first 30 days to take advantage of this system. It's doable at any level and no matter how long you've been an ambassador. But for those that do it in their first 30 days, the financial rewards are incredible. So what I wanted to do is I actually want to really get this figured out to where we can organize a system into a Facebook group, and where we can actively add people to it on a consistent basis, and where everything that they need that's most beneficial for them to know is going to be right there in one place. And my preference and my recommendation is going to be that for those new starts, that's the only place we're going to put them their first 30 days. And I mean, maybe we'll decide otherwise, but I'm kind of thinking that way just because any other distractions, like if they were on the Wealth and Wellness Warriors group or Tamra's Diamonds in the Making group, there's all these different things that can draw their attention away when we want them focusing just on those simple steps every single day over and over and over again. So that's just kind of where I'm thinking on it, but I want to get your input on it. And so I just went through and I wrote down a bunch of notes about what I think is most important to help people fast start, and what the information that we want to give them that's going to be most beneficial, but to keep it as simple as possible. We don't want to overwhelm them. We want to keep it just real basic, but I also agree that there's a lot of things that they could really benefit from as they launch this system that are going to make a big difference. So I'm going to go through and just kind of share with you what the notes that I wrote down. And then I kind of want to just get your feedback. And I would love to hear from some of you newer ambassadors. I would love to hear from some of you top leaders here about your opinions, if you think there's anything that's necessary to be added, but with the concept that we want to keep this as simple and as clean as possible. And also we all think a little bit differently. We have different strengths. So I know that this is the system that I've developed, and I've found that it tends to be very successful for some. But then, for some others that don't work the same way I do up here, maybe like you guys have some ideas that could be more beneficial for them. So maybe we can make it more of a well-rounded system that's going to be more beneficial for all. But here's kind of what I'm thinking. So let me first of all just tell you, if I have someone that I know wants to fast start, then I want to jump on a phone call with them right away, like before they get their welcome pack, and preferably before they even join. Like, my preference is, if we know someone wants to join for the business, we actually have them, we do the phone call about fast starting and have them start working on the system before they even officially join. Because that jump start, and if they can hit the ground running when they actually hit submit, they already have some people interested in joining with them. That is a huge advantage. And that's how I fast started Gold, you guys. There is no way that I could have hit that huge goal if I had not started talking to people until the day that I officially joined. You know what I mean? Like that prep time that you put in before you hit submit, because as soon as you hit submit, that 30-day clock countdown starts ticking. And you have to make the best of every single minute of that first 30 days. So if you can start the prep work before they officially join, that is a huge advantage. And so that's something that I want to get more well-known among the leaders. So you, as you're reaching out to people and you're sharing the business opportunity people, and people are saying, yes, I want to do this business, I see this financial opportunity and I want to go for it, then you can say, okay, here's the deal. There's this program called Fast Start that you are going to totally want to take advantage of. And we're going to jump on a phone call with Whitney or with Emily or whoever. I want you guys to get really confident in how to promote this to someone and how to set them up. And then you're going to add them to this Facebook group, and they're just going to take off and hit the ground running. This Facebook group, you can add people that aren't ambassadors yet, because of course we want them to have access to that before they even join, so they can really start the training and the understanding and the system before they officially hit submit. So they have that advantage of the jump start. Does that make sense? Okay. So when I jump on the phone with someone that wants to fast start, then first of all, you have to help them develop an understanding of what fast start means and financially what that would look like for them. So I'm a very simple-minded person. I'm not a numbers person. And this is where I may need some help. I'm actually thinking I may want to have some of you that are more left-brained. Is that right? Yeah. Left-brained kind of come up with really help paint a picture of what Fast Start Gold looks like financially. Really paint a picture of what Fast Start Senior Gold looks like financially, because I really believe we're going to have people that are starting, if we get this system down well, we're going to see other people fast starting Senior Gold even. Okay, so I jump on the call with them. I want to help them just see the financial opportunity. And I'll usually just say, on average, that's over $1,000 a month if you fast start Gold. And it's really doable with this simple system, but it's really important that you work this system every single day. You've got to dedicate a certain amount of time. What could you give? An hour a day, 2 hours a day? I mean, even with an hour a day, if they really work it, that is so doable. So, and then I'm going to talk to them about the benefits of getting a jump start. So if they haven't joined yet, I'm going to say, here's the thing. That 30-day, just like I told you, the 30-day countdown, every single minute is so important. So we want to help them understand the concept of starting to work the system before they hit submit. And getting a few people that want to join with them before they actually decide they don't have to pick a date until they have a few people lined up. And that's actually very successful. I just did a call with Tracy and Tamajan this last week, and we went over the concept of that. And And, their concern was, well, what date should we set? Should it be Monday? Should it be Thursday? And, I said, you don't really have to pick a date. You just tell people like, I want to share this with you. I'm so excited. I've been talking to Tracy, doing some research, and I've decided I'm going to go all in with this. And I'm looking for a few friends that want to earn some extra income with me. So check this out and let's do it together. Then like once you have a few people then that are interested, then you say, okay, I'm getting ready to join. As soon as I have my website, then I'll send that to you and you can go ahead and sign up. You don't have to like tell them I'm signing up next Thursday or whatever, but just wait until you have the base in place where it's ready to go. Because I found that to be very successful. You know what I mean? I had some people when I started reaching out, I think it was at least a week and a half, 2 weeks before I started. And I just let people know. Well, at that time I did have an official start date, but it was further out than what most people will even pick. And people will wait for you, like just, keep them excited and keep feeding them information as they're wanting it. But it's a successful system. So anyways, you want to help them understand what does fast start look like financially, and what does gold mean? So it's about 20 people in your first organization. That sounds like a lot if you're the only one sharing the business and bringing people on. But think about it this way. The power of 3, like when duplication sets in, you find 3 people to join with you from day one, and then they all know at least 3 people, right? Everyone knows 3 people that will join with them and that want to get healthy, to lose a few pounds, to earn some extra income. Everyone knows 3. So the power of duplication, if you help them understand the concept, is extremely, it helps them to see that this is very possible. Also, you want to help them understand that the why is more powerful than the how, that it's really important that they set some exciting goals and visions for themselves about, like, if I reach this goal, what does this mean for me? What would I do with that $1,000? Like, help them think about that so they can actually picture it and they've got that in their mind. That's really powerful, because if the why is strong enough, the how will present itself, and they'll figure it out because the why is so strong that they're going to be willing to work for it. And they won't get too discouraged after, the first week of not really getting as far as they would hope. So also you want to just promote that it's all about instant activity, hit the ground running, and that there are just a few steps that you want them to focus on. First thing first, make a list of over 100 people, 100 names. And that's important, that like even give them a timeline. Say, can you have that done by tomorrow night? If you sit down and you really concentrate and work on it, you can come up with over 100 names in 15 minutes, easy. Is that something you could get done by tomorrow night? They always say yes. And then you've got to follow up with them tomorrow night. Did you get your list done? I can't wait to see it. That's whatever. Just be excited for them and follow up with them. Then the next step, you're going to let them know, once you get your list of 100 complete, then we're going to help you develop a message that is really intriguing to start sending out to your friends and family, everyone on that list. And you want to also make sure that they understand the importance of not prejudging on that list. So go over that with them as well. You want to give them some examples, help them understand the benefit of a coming out post, a really good coming out post, and give them some examples, specifically like some business building coming out posts, like something similar to, what Stacy and Michelle did, some really good teaser posts even before they officially joined and did their coming out post that brought in a lot of interest, because people are, what is she so excited about? Like, she's making this big announcement in a couple days. I can't wait to see what she's so excited about. And then the coming out post. So like, you're setting people up for it. That is a really, really, really great thing that Michelle and Stacy both did that really helped them have a good launch. Also, you want to, then you'll go over with them what their daily IPAs are going to look like that first 30 days. And you want a system where you can check in with them regularly. So just an idea, like for example, Janelle and Emily and I just kind of stumbled upon this Marco Polo app, which is a really fun little video voice messenger thing that you send back and forth to each other. And we just, threw together this group of 3 and said, okay, we're going to check in every day and talk about our IPAs. And that has been so powerful. And I see that like utilizing something like that with these people that want to fast start, and just making sure that every day they know that you're going to be checking in with them and say, how many messages did you get sent today? Did you get any responses that we can follow up with together? I want to help you with those responses. And that, I can see being really, really powerful as well. So from there, it's just supporting them through the 30 days once they know the system. And like I said, we don't want a lot of distractions, so we don't want to tell them, once you get your success kit, read everything in your success kit and watch these 5 videos and blah, 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 blah. We don't want them thinking about anything else. We don't want them studying the product ingredients. We don't want them watching diamond documentaries even. You know what I mean? Like this, we need them to know that these are your first priorities, these IPAs every day. And of course then, like, if they have tons of spare time, then you can explain the benefits of those other things to get them excited and educated and all that. But it's not necessary in the beginning, you guys. They do not have to have a clue about the products. They don't have to have a clue about how the compensation works. They just need to utilize their excitement in this decision that they've made and the possibilities that are here, and utilize that with an intriguing message that is going to bring in friends and family to do this with them. That's all we want them focusing that first 30 days on. That's why I'm thinking we may just want to encourage them to be on that group only. So here's a few things that I wrote down that I see being very beneficial in that group. So I would make a Facebook group. We'd call it like Fast Start System Step by Step or something like that. And like I said, you just add people whenever you have someone that's interested in fast starting, even if they're not an ambassador yet. Like I said, that's when we want to really start teaching them the system, is before they even join. So I found these videos by Sarah Taylor. Who knows who Sarah Taylor is? Raise your hand. Okay, let me tell you who Sarah Taylor is. She is the fast start genius of Plexus. She has fast started more people than any other leader in this whole entire company. She has, she is a rock star at helping people fast start. So she's the one that we want to be looking to for her ideas and the things that she shared. And I mean, how blessed are we that, there's this one Plexus culture. So I found videos that she made specifically for Silver in 7, because if we can teach them Silver in 7, then they can just learn that concept over and over and over again leads to gold in 30, right? If they're duplicating themselves. So I found these videos by Sarah Taylor that we can share on the group. I'm thinking one post that's all about Silver in 7, start with silver and then that leads to gold in 30, whatever. And then she has a different video for each day in the first 7 days. And so we could share those 7 videos there by Sarah Taylor about the Silver in 7 concept. And then I'm thinking we would definitely have like a pinned post, kind of like Wealth and Wellness Warriors, but these would be videos that are specific to someone wanting to fast start. So it would be, I'm happy to do that, or maybe we could even get a little group to work on it together, but videos that just go over the basics and the concept of fast starting, like some of the things that we've already talked about. We also want, I already mentioned some of that, talk about like how they need to be coachable and they need to use good bait. So if they get a running start and they've sent out 20 messages and they followed up with 20 people and not one person has shown any interest whatsoever, then you have to consider like is there something wrong with the bait that they're using? Because if the bait is good, then they should be getting some interest. Of course, like, we don't expect everyone to want more information or to want to join or order, but if they send out that many messages, we should expect that some people are going to be interested. And the follow-up has to be good too, because that can be where people can go wrong. Even if they have a really, really good, intriguing message and they're using good bait, if they don't have a good follow-up system, then they can lose them in the process right there. So they need you to hold their hand and respond to help them answer all of the responses they're getting. You are their partner in this. They can't do it without you. They're brand new. They don't have a clue about product recommendations. They don't have really a clue about the compensation plan. They just know that this is exciting and they have a chance to earn a lot of money right now. And these products are life-changing. And that's what, the role they play is they're going to bring people. You're going to help them seal the deal with these people and see, get the product recommendations from you, help seal the deal with them. It's a partnership. It really is important that you understand that. So they need to be coachable. And you have to be willing to give good input. So if you're partnering up with them correctly, you should know, within 4 or 5 days of once they start sending out messages, if they need help changing their bait, how their follow-up's going. You're going to be with them in there. So you should know exactly what's going on and be coaching them along. So we want them to understand the power of duplication. And to me, this is night and day difference. The way that they start sharing Plexus from the very beginning is going to determine how fast their team grows. And I'm sure that most of you have seen my video that went crazy viral that I didn't even intend for anyone more than our team. But the video I made that says what you share about Plexus determines the type of team that you'll build. If you haven't watched that might be one that you want to watch, Courtney, as a newbie. There's also Why Plexus. I did the research for you. There's a couple videos that if they watch that and they understand the concept right away, then it's going to make a huge difference in the way that they're reaching out to people, because they're going to understand the benefit of promoting the business first from day one. Like, that literally is going to make a huge difference in how fast their team grows, especially in that first 30 days, because the power of duplication sets in from day one. If the day that they join, they have 2 other people that join with them that are interested in the business opportunity, and they're also working on the Fast Start program, can you imagine what their organization is going to look like in 30 days versus someone that just joins and then decides, oh, I think I'll Fast Start, after they've already hit submit, and then they start reaching out to people and they're promoting these amazing products first, and there's a business opportunity that goes with it. Do you see what I'm saying? Night and day, huge difference. So we want them to understand the concept of what they share is going to make all the difference, and the power of duplication. Okay, so a couple of videos that I thought we would want to be on this group is, like I said, the Why Plexus. I did the research for you, and that one I'm kind of like, you guys give me feedback on it, because that's like more for people that really are, I don't know, I guess it's pretty beneficial because it really helps them understand why this business opportunity is better than anything else out there. And that could be really powerful with them, for them to at least hear it once. So if they have someone that says, well, what makes this better than Advocare? What makes this better than, Herbalife or whatever, then you can share that with them, and it's pretty powerful. The elephant in the room. Who knows that video? Raise your hand if you guys know it. I bet a lot of you don't. That video is very powerful, because when new ambassadors start sharing Plexus, they're going to find people, they're going to have people that go Google Plexus and get all these negative reviews and learn, like, oh my gosh, there's terrifying ingredients in these products that could kill you, right? Because They don't know any different. That can shut down a new ambassador faster than anything, okay? We need to empower these new ambassadors with information. So if they run across someone that says, I just Googled Plexus, and did you know you can't buy Plexus in Australia because there's really dangerous ingredients in it? No, that is actually not true. Here's a video that will explain that. So the elephant in the room video, I want that on there, and I want to recommend that to new ambassadors wanting to fast start. What you share about Plexus determines the type of team you build, like I said, and I will be open to suggestions for other videos that we feel are important for them to watch right away, but we do want to keep it simple and short and sweet. I do think we should come up with a video or find a video that goes over the financial explanation of what fast start means, because I've never done the math, done the numbers. I'm not the numbers person, but maybe we can come up with a short, quick, simple to easy to understand video that will really help speak to those left brainers that says, here's how the math works. And so, that can be really powerful to some people. To me, I'm just like, show me your paycheck. If you could do that, I could do it too. That's how I think. There are people out there that's not good enough for them. They want to know the math and how it works, right? So I think maybe Emily would be good. I don't know who else. Venetia really good with the numbers and all that fun stuff too. So, oh, we definitely need a post that shares message examples, like so we have a coming out post. It's kind of like a coming out message. Their message that they're going to start reaching out to their friends and family with before they even join, preferably. We want to give some really good examples that they can pull ideas from and then make their own that's genuine to them, that they feel really good about sharing with people. That is really, really powerful when we can help them come up with something and develop something that they feel really excited to share and it's genuine to them. So we'll want a post that goes over that and gives examples for them to use. Then we will want a post with coming out post examples. So we can share some things on there to give them ideas to make up their own. And always, I recommend they get feedback from their upline that they're working with to fast start before they go hit post on Facebook or before they start sending the messages out. Because a lot of times you can help them make it even, tweak it a little bit to make it even more intriguing, or add a statistic that will make it even better or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I think is really important is that we point out that they should not get discouraged, because this 30 days, like I said, it's like a sprint, right? So they're not going to really start to see the majority of ambassadors joining until the end of the 30 days. So like the 4th week is when they're going to have a lot more people join than the 1st week. So we want them to understand that, you're with them for the full 30 days, and it's so important that they don't lose their pace in that first 30 days, because the magic happens towards the end, and that's the fortune is in the follow-up. So we want to keep them encouraged and motivated and excited through that first couple weeks when they're not really seeing a lot of progress, because that can be really discouraging to them, especially if they're really doing, working actively every day and they've only got 2 ambassadors so far or whatever. That doesn't mean that goal is no longer possible for them. If they're doing it well and they're following up well, then they could end up getting 2 people that also want to fast start with them that 2nd week, and rocket them to fast start gold. So we have to make sure that we're keeping them excited and helping them just know what to expect, that the majority of your team growth is going to come the 4th week. So don't get discouraged. We're in this for the full 30 days. So that is going to be really important to keep them encouraged and excited. So that's all I've got. And now I would like to open it up for your feedback and then I'm really excited to get this rolling. So my goal is to kind of start putting the group together. It may not be complete for a little while. We may decide we want to change it and, add things, take things away a little bit as we go, but I would like to get it up and running soon because I've been getting more interest this past 2 weeks of people wanting to help people fast start on their team than I've had probably in the last 6 months. And that's exciting to me. Like that shows me that there's upcoming momentum and excitement on this team that we need to really learn how to rein that excitement and run with it. Because you guys will be amazed how fast your businesses will grow when you have business builders actively working in your organization on a daily basis. And especially with the fast start, like it's all about like the faster you do it, the easier it is because you're battling attrition every single month from your second month on. And the faster you launch, the less attrition affects you. Okay? Emily's here. Yay, Emily. Okay, Emily says, I'm happy to do a video breaking down the numbers. Woo! Emily's going to be good at that because Emily is a numbers girl. So that's why I thought of you, Emily. Thanks for that. So I'm just going to totally have you run with that, whatever you feel is best, because that's so far out of my thinking. If anyone else has any ideas for her or, wants to give her any suggestions on it, but I know she's going to rock that and do awesome. Okay, you guys can unmute yourselves if you have a comment or a question, or you can type in the chat. So go ahead and do so now. Can you believe that only took 30 minutes? I'm super proud of me for that.
Hey, Whitney.
Yes.
I am driving in my car, but I just hit traffic, so I'm kind of stopped. So that's why. That's the only reason I'm talking.
Okay. Please type.
If anyone has ideas of what they think would be helpful in that video, breaking it down, feel free to just message them to me. I'll have to sit down and think about what would be best to include to just keep it really short and to the point, but engaging and exciting.
Right.
And I love this idea. I love the idea of having a group that's always there to support anybody that is wanting to do it. And I think it's so exciting to think about us being able to get people, if we're reaching out to people specifically about doing the business and we can get them excited and on board, we could have huge explosions all over in the team, because once someone does it, more people will want to do it, and it'll get easier and easier. And the more people see it happening, the more it's going to happen. So I just think this is it's so exciting. I love the idea. Thank you.
Yay. I'm going
to mute myself now because I'm in the car.
All right. Thanks for your input. And thanks for offering to do the video. I'm sure you'll make it amazing.
Sure.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? Go ahead and unmute yourself or type in the chat.
I was just looking on YouTube, and there is quite a bit of videos on how to fast start gold.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw them all. I didn't watch them all, but I know there's a ton of incredible leaders. Sarah Marble has one. Sarah Taylor has her own, which I've watched hers, and hers is killer. But it's all there's a lot that we can watch, but I think we've got the main important steps here. And if we just work with that, because I don't want to add a ton of different videos in there that's kind of repeating the same thing over and over again and maybe adding another little spin to it. But I know there are a lot of good ones out there. So
I was just saying that we don't necessarily have to use those, but I was just saying we could use them to make our own, how we want to do it. And
yeah.
Just if anyone hasn't seen any of them before, that's where you can go check so you can understand what's going on. Do you see what I mean?
And you know what? That is a good point that we probably, me in particular, should watch as many of those as I can, because I'm sure I'll pick up some different ideas here and there from a lot of them. Like Sarah Taylor, she's the one that I got the concept of that, the majority of the results comes in the final final end of the month. And so you have to keep people excited about it, because that's something I didn't really think about, you know. And I'm the type of person that I get really excited about something and I hit the ground like running, and then I like go really fast for a couple weeks, and then I'm like, whew, I'm tired. You know what I mean? And so that might be something really important for me to understand, that last 2 weeks is when they're going to need us the most, to be the most excited and to be the most plugged in, and encouraging them that this is when the results really start to pay off. So I'll commit to watching as many of those videos as I can. And then you guys watch them with me. And if you hear anything that you feel like was, kind of a great addition to what we've gone over tonight, then please let me know, because this is a work in progress. Like, this is not going to be perfect from day one. Like, we might have to bring in some new ideas here and there and change some things here and there. So that is a good point, Janelle, that there's a lot of great stuff out there that we can utilize.
So real quick, another thing, are you going to put the posts like in numerical order, like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3? Because like, you know, in groups, like you have posts like, and then when people comment on them, they get all out of order. So how are we going to keep that under control so they can understand, okay, this is what I need to do first, this is what I need to do second, this is what I need to do third. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I have a comment about that.
Okay, what's your thought?
So I think if we come up with like, you know, our step-by-step, we can have it pinned. But as far as like you had said, those videos from Sarah about the Silver in 7, we could put those videos in an album. And so they're in their own place that are easy to find, all 7 of them. So maybe we can think of a way to do that with other stuff too. So we're not having to scroll back through posts to find stuff, but we can just to a specific album or something like that. And one thing that I think would be really helpful, I know you said you don't want them focused on learning about the products or anything like that. In the beginning, you just want them sharing, which I agree with. But I do think it would be really nice to have a handful of product videos explaining the benefits. You know, like Whitney, when you started, you had several testimonials that you were sending people. So something like that, like a couple quick short testimonial videos or product videos explaining the benefits of Slim and how it works or something, because people are they're going to want to be able to send information like that beyond that first initial, come join me, this is so exciting. I think anyway, I always like to have something simple. So if you guys have videos that you use over and over again, the ones that I used to use and love are not public anymore, and I haven't ever put together a new list. So that's just a thought.
I like that
resource.
Yeah, because when people join, or when people want information, they're like, okay, I want to do the business, but I know nothing about the products. Like they might be like, well, I have to make sure these products are legit. So they're going to need a little more information about the products. And if they don't have a place to go, they're going to need that.
You're right. Yeah. I like that input. Okay. So I wrote down, I love that idea, Janelle, of number the posts. So they know, because, you know, obviously they're not going to sit down and spend 2 solid hours going through every single post in the group. They're going to, and that's another thought. I probably should set the group settings to where people can't post. They can comment, but they can't post. Do you guys agree with that? Because we don't want a lot of posts on there. We want just like 6 posts total and numbered, and then they can comment on the posts, but they can't make their own new post, because then that's going to completely fill up that group with a ton of stuff that's not applicable or important for them so much. Do you guys agree with that?
Okay, I have a thought on that, Whitney. Okay. I disagree, because I think that if they jump in and feel like they're a part of a group and can share little successes or ask questions, that they're going to be more likely to use it than if it's just there for information where they can put in the comments. And so, I mean, we can talk about that and see what everyone thinks, but I kind of think we should let them participate. But maybe to help them find the good posts, like Janelle said, if they're numbered, and then if we put in the pin post, here are your resources and here's your hashtag to find the post. So if you're looking for this, search this hashtag and you'll find the post that tells you how to do it. Does that make sense? Something like that. So we have our step-by-step system in there, and then a quick, easy reference at the pinned post so that they know how to find it. And then when we add someone to the group, we just teach them that. Like, this is where you're going to look. Because I think there's a lot of power in people feeling like they can post and ask questions and share excitement and whatever else. I mean, I don't know. I'm open to the way, but those are my thoughts. Just
that's a good point. I actually like that a lot. So
did you read Christine's idea? She said something about maybe having a different group for people to share on. I don't know if that might be too much for people, but you know, like maybe a different like support group of just them where we don't even post anything on it. There's strictly just people to, do you see what I mean? I'm guessing that's what you're saying, Christine, if you want to jump on, but you know, maybe having a different group for people to like, so we have our group with just the information and the information they need to get all the stuff. And then a second group, which I don't know if that's too much. Second group for just like them as a community, just like chat and do whatever they need to do to like motivate, you know, support, that kind of stuff.
yeah. Well, and here's
I'm guessing that's what she's saying. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I see. That's a good thought too. We could just make sure we keep the group clean and like delete posts that we feel like are irrelevant for most people after they get their answers. You know what I mean? Just to try to keep it kind of clean. Or, you know what we can do is once, maybe like every couple weeks or 3 weeks, we can go through and bump all of the numbered posts so they go back up to the top. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you can always bump the posts. Like if the important ones that we want them to use for the training posts get like buried in people's questions and interaction, which I do see that the point that that's really going to be beneficial for them to be able to ask questions and share their excitement with each other. So we could always end up just like bumping those once in a while.
Well, there was something I was thinking, but I just got distracted.
Oh, Michelle had a good idea. We could always do a post that says, ask your questions here, kind of like on Wealth and Wellness Warriors where we have a troubleshooting post. That's a good idea.
But really the whole point of this group is you're not going to be posting every single day about stuff. Like they're just going to have their posts. And unless we add something randomly that we want to add to the program, we're not going to be posting tons on it. Right. That's kind of my understanding.
Yeah.
So we are going to lose our information posts a lot if we let them comment randomly. So, because if we're not going to be posting every single day information about how to, we're just not doing that. We're going to get the information that they need step by step, and that's where they're going to go. And then maybe you just need to like have them understand that there's posts for support, there's posts for questions, there's posts for blah, 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 like all that kind of stuff, like Michelle said. And then you don't have to worry about losing those posts.
Isn't there also a place for documents? So if you had all of the important numbered posts in a document, then they could always go there and access it, even if it got lost in the group somewhere.
Well, except a document is much different than a post because it's like just a visual that they look at and they can't like comment. Am I wrong on that? Like
no, it's like a PDF or a Word or something, I think.
Yeah.
I'm talking about having both, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about having both.
And have the documents, right?
Right.
I mean, what if we did that? Like if we reference, because you can put a link to the specific post in a document. And so we could have a document that listed all of the important posts that were relevant, that we would want them to be able to use, everyone with the link to them. And then we could also put it in the pinned post. So there'd be 2 places where they could easily access the relevant posts. And I don't think there would be a ton of posting. You're right, Whitney. I don't think there's going to be a ton of activity, but I just think that it would be good for them to feel like they can jump on and participate, because you guys all know that when you get somebody that's excited and she starts posting and participating, it feeds excitement to the whole group. And so I think that could be beneficial to have for people to be able to post if they wanted to. I don't know. We could always just start it and then see how it goes and adjust from there if we feel like the posts are out of control or, people can't find stuff or whatever.
Well, here's the thing, you know, with the 60-day trim up, I was like, I can't believe they're letting everyone post, but it is super motivating. Everyone just posts and there's like a million comments and it's like way awesome. So I really like looking back, I like that idea.
The more people see that people are brand new and they're jumping in and they're excited and they're participating and they're doing stuff, then the more people are going to get excited about doing it themselves. And if they're getting hit to where they're in a slump and their second week and nothing's happened yet, but then they see other people posting and excited, I agree. I just think it's going to help feed the excitement. So
yeah,
I just think we have a way to reference them to the relevant posts really easily.
Yeah, I like that. And I didn't think about having a document with links to the posts, like, you know, here relevant, like training posts. Number 1, here's the link. Number 2, here's the link. So they can just go in and make sure, like, if that's, you know, if that's their focus is getting the training done, then they can utilize that well. You know what I mean? Like without having to scroll through the whole entire feed. And so I like that. That's really good. See, that's why I ask for you guys' help, because you're so awesome and you have all these great ideas. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, I haven't been reading the comments. Album is a very good idea. There should be a different group maybe. Okay, we read that one. Categorize posts. Some people may still be relevant. Oh, some may still be relevant later. How can we categorize posts, Christine? Fire is contagious. Yes, I agree with that too. I like that. Because, you know, I really do. We want this to feel like a support network for them, and a place where they can really go to share, you know, their excitement, their frustrations with each other, with other people that are in the same place that they are. You know what I mean? So I guess that's a really, really good point, that they should be able to post on there. And especially if we can find a way to make it so they can easily access like the relevant training posts too when they want to, then I think that'll be good. So I like it. Any other ideas? There's one new message. I think there is a way to categorize posts in albums. Okay, I'm gonna need some technical people to help with
I can mute mine.
Would you have a weekly Zoom to check in with the business builders? From Rosa. Not me. Sorry. I'm not going to put more on my plate than I know I can handle. I see this group being, if we set it up well, I think that all they're going to need is the group and the ability to post and their upline leader that's their partner in their Fast Start program. So no, I won't be doing a weekly Zoom. I think that's just going to be too much on my plate. And I don't really think it's necessary if we have the group set up well. But I mean, we may decide that we could benefit from that maybe, but I don't really see the need for it if we set it up the way that I potentially see it being set up. So
the only way you would need a Zoom is for accountability, really, because they're going to get all the training that they need in the post.
Yeah.
So their Zoom should be done like with their maybe uplines and uplines, their own little team maybe.
Yeah.
And then if they wanted to do.
Yeah. And with the accountability thing, it's so much more effective done daily in 10 seconds than it is done weekly on a Zoom. Do you know what I'm saying?
The Polo thing.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can't even
like
tell you
that too.
enough how much just the Marco Polo daily check-in. Like, literally, that can take us 15 seconds a day, but it is so powerful. So if you are working with a new start that wants to fast start, then you need a system where you, like, take 15 seconds out of your day. How many messages did you get sent? Did you get any responses that I can help you with? Seriously. That's it. You know what I mean? Like daily. It needs to really be daily. Or most every day. maybe they won't want to work Sundays like me. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's much more important that it's done consistently than like once a week, a big check-in. So that's my opinion on that. But how many people do you recommend Fast Start ambassadors have set up before they sign up? I mean, there's not really a right answer to that. I feel like because some people don't decide they want a Fast Start until they join and still are able to do it. And then it just depends on, I don't know, when you feel like it's right. You know, if they have the system in place and they're excited, you don't want to keep them waiting too long. But it's also really powerful for them to have a couple people that they know are going to sign up with them the very first day. So I'd say like play it case by case and just let them know it's an advantage to do so. But if they're really excited and like they really need to sign up as close after payday as possible, or the funds may run out, then that would be something to consider. You know what I mean? So you can make it work. Sarah Taylor in her training, I mean, she's the expert on fast starting people. I didn't ever hear her say anything about like having people get a head start. And she's proven that she helps people do it all the time. So as many as possible, but don't keep them waiting too long.
I have a thought on that.
Okay, what's your thought?
And it kind of goes back to what you said about maybe they don't have to have a date with a goal to start by a certain date. I think they should, because I think that people think, well, I'm going to start working on it, and when I get enough people to join, I think that they could never join. So I think that they can maybe set like a silver and 7 goal, and the goal would be to get as many people as they can to join them within that 7 days when they're ready to start, and the goal would be at least silver. And then that's at least something tangible for them to shoot for. If they get more than 3, great. If they don't, they know that they're silver and they've got a silver bonus, and they can set those 3 people up to go silver and 7 also. But and you could always change it. Do you know what I mean? Like if they feel like they don't have it and they're not ready in 7 days, they can change it. But I think if we leave that open-ended and just say go for finding people without a number, I think silver is a really awesome goal, and 7 days is a really awesome goal. And we're going to give them the resources, something every single day to do that.
I think we lost
Just
it.
a thought. Okay,
I like it. You cut out at the end, but I think we got the gist of it, and it was really good. So I really like that. You know what? Let's recommend silver and 7, and that we're going to teach them how to do that. So maybe set a start date goal of 7 days and shoot for the silver. Maybe they'll even have more than that, you know, and if they don't, then they'll be closer than when they started, or, you know, you can make it work after too. Yeah, how fun for them to know that they're signing up. They're going to go silver their first day, right? Way to get them excited, and just imagine how they're going to take off from there. Excitement is like wildfire. It seriously, I have no doubt, like if we get a really good system going here and we all work, like us leaders on in our organization, we all work together on this and we really master this, I really have no doubt that we're going to see people fast starting all the time. And the more we see fast starting, the more we're going to see other people fast starting, because they see other people do it and then they know they could do it too. You know, it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do type thing, where lets them see what's possible. It's cool. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you guys for too long. It's been almost an hour now. So any last important thoughts or questions before we go? And then let's get this thing launched, shall we?
When's going to be launch date?
Are you asking me for a commitment here?
Yes. I think we should make Whitney be accountable and tell us to give her a date right now.
Janelle knows how I work.
I'll help you.
Janelle knows how I work. See, that's why she's a good power partner for me, because she pushes me, and
you can do any day you want.
She's my activator. I know. Let's see. Okay, so tomorrow I have a pretty full day, and Wednesday I'm going to Utah. Thursday, I'm going to set a goal of having this group up and running by Friday at 2:00.
This Friday? Wow, was not expecting that. I wasn't going to say anything and just
by then. I'm saying it'll be up and running. Like maybe we'll have the group put together with a group photo, and we'll have the beginning of a pinned post, and maybe some of the, like, I think I have a good enough idea of what we need, and I already have a lot of this stuff done. Like it really isn't going to take that long to make a few more videos. And so
Whitney, we already have a group up and running from October with a double fast start. Why don't we just change the name? Because a lot of the resources are already there. I don't know, just a thought. We could just add to it.
Yeah, you could just change the name of any of your groups you want. You don't have to keep it the same name.
That's a thought.
And then you can just...
I'll look at that group tomorrow and see what's there and see if it would just be super simple to maybe delete a couple of things and change the cover photo and the name, and we'd have already the bare bones of it.
I like it.
And I will have my numbers video put together by Friday.
Yay!
Or I'll never do it.
Okay. So we got a commitment from Emily. We got a commitment from me. So my goal is Friday by 2:00. I'm putting it on my calendar right now. I'm going to say 2:00 launch fast start group.
Okay. Well, that can be a good excitement. Like the day before in our Wellness Warriors, we're going to be launching a new program in Wellness Warriors about, tell them about Fast Start Gold, and it can put excitement to people about, and maybe what also another thing I think we need to do is teach people how to share the Fast Start. So like people like me, I need to learn how to share the Fast Start Gold. Do you see what I mean?
Oh, that's a good
because if none of us know how to do it, we'll get random people here and there, but if we have like maybe a training video done that teaches everyone how to share or promote the Fast Start Gold program, then we will get way more. I feel like I can tell people about it, but I still feel like I could use a little bit of help on how to share that. And I know Emily's making that video about really what Fast Start Gold is and like the numbers. And I think maybe that video could be shared or something similar to that.
Yeah. But I think that you make a very valid point that like, even if the system is there and we're really excited about it, if you don't know how to reach out and promote it to people, or even with your welcome calls, if you don't know how to promote it well, then it doesn't really matter how awesome the resource is if people aren't going to be utilizing it. So
also would need that video in the group too, because the people that are just learning, they need to know how to share the Fast Start Gold, because if they join and are trying to go Fast Start Gold, if they could find 3 people that want to Fast Start Gold with them, can you imagine the crazy amount of growth? They would barely have to do any work, but if they did the work plus 3 more people doing the work, it would be they could be Senior Gold or Ruby, or whatever.
Right. I like the way you think.
So what if it doesn't even need to be a whole long video, but just as simple as a 1-minute voice message they can send on Messenger? So we give an example of the message that kind of similar to what you and I have been sending out, Whitney, looking for business builders. And then when we have interest, a second message that we can share about getting them excited about Fast Start. I don't even think we have to have a whole video, just a simple second, this is what I would say to someone.
So maybe just a script. So for people that want to do it in writing or people that want to do it in Word, what to say to share Fast Start Gold.
Just maybe 2 or 3 examples of different things that you could say exactly to share that. And then they can take it from.
I like it.
I like it too.
The more simple, the better.
Mm-hmm.
These are people we want to make this group as clean and simple as possible. Like the more information that's in there, the more overwhelming it's going to feel for them to fast start. Like we want them to look at this and see, oh, there's 5 training posts here. I watched these videos and this is the system. There's only 4 steps to it. And, you know, I have this resource to ask questions and to get people's ideas and to hear their excitement and what's working for them. Like we want to make it really simple and not overwhelm people is the goal. So kind of like less is more, but so we may even need to decide like what's really most important for them, you know, to hear and still keep it short and sweet.
So my thing necessarily about the Fast Start Gold, you know, training people, maybe that could be in the Wellness Warriors instead of the group if you think that's too much, but.
Well, and here's something to think about. The Emily, I know we've talked about this on our IPA group. Like when we reach out to people with that message that we're using now, the business building message, and we get people to join with us and they turn around and launch their business, guess what they naturally gravitate to do to start their business? What was done with them? So I kind of think it's just going to come natural to a certain degree. Like we might want to point it out to them that, you know, so this is how, but I think it may come naturally is what I'm hoping, is what I'm saying, because if that's the way they were taught, then it's usually what they're going to do themselves. If, you know, not that that's what they were taught, but that's what they received. That's what was done with them. Okay, I'm not seeing any more chats, and we're at an hour now, so can we cut it off? Yeah? Okay, this was very valuable, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in and giving me your feedback, because it is so much better than what we came here with. What I came here with, you guys have added so much value to it, and I appreciate you guys. And you guys are my diamonds, and it's just a matter of time, and you guys are all going to be swimming in the jewel pool with me and Emily, and I can't wait. You guys have everything it takes, so let's do it, right? This is going to be a game changer. Can you imagine we get this up and running, and then like as they start to bring in more and more for the Rank Up Roadmap, it's going to explode. So exciting. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Good night.
Love you all. Have a good night.
There. Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney. You're awesome.
Love you. You guys are so pretty. Love your pretty faces. This is fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.